Hey guys, believe it or not, the most asked question lately is how do I float my camera ahead of my skiff? I will show you that. Also, people want to know how I mount my cameras on the boat. So let's have a look at all of that, my setup, my gear and my camera mounts. Okay guys, so these are my three cameras. So this is the Wii 4K Plus, the one I bought when I start building my my goat island skiff, and as you can see, it's full of epoxy everywhere. It's still going strong. It's a 4K camera. It was actually 4K 60 FPS when GoPros couldn't do that yet. That's the Insta360. It's a 360 camera. It's got two lenses and it shoots 182 degrees, I think, on one side and 182 on the other. That allows it to join the footage and remove the selfie stick. And of course, the GoPro 8, one of the most rubbish GoPros ever built. Because you can't remove the lens. If you scratch this, you have to send it to GoPro to replace the lens, and that's half the price of a new camera. So don't know what they were thinking with that. The the Magic camera. Don't believe me? Not easy to control that. It's magic. I will show you how you do the floating camera soon, but first let's have a look at the mounts. So this was the first support, or the first mount I made for my skiff, and it's from the Chinese shop, cost like a couple of euros, and it has lasted 2 seasons. Start opening there and was about to fall off during the Valada trip, so I had to put some duct tape there, and I don't use it anymore. But this was the first one. I use usually that one in there, because here, when the boat heels, you actually get in the water. So and that is the custom-made supports that I still use on most of my mounts. Nothing but a bit of wood, plywood. Well, this is made of a few pieces. That's the small rig clamp, an adapter. That's a small rig piece as well. And the Insta360 selfie stick. I've got two of these. They're the ones I use. They're quite sturdy. They're 1.2 meters, which is more than enough. Anything more than that and it will be too bouncy, even for stabilization on the GoPros, and especially on the Wii, which isn't that good compared to the new GoPros. So the Wii 4K, I usually have it on this little frame. So I can plug an external microphone. And since I know that my boat, when it capsizes, the center line never hits the water, I can actually use this right here. So I usually have the 4K here and this support. Of course, if it's raining, I have to use that. Otherwise, you know, there goes the camera. And if the boat turtles, which never happened, only on purpose, that will also be scrapped. But fingers crossed, that will be okay. Okay, the GoPro. Usually I have this with me because this is where I capture all the audio. It's the best one with this sponge here, this wind muffler. Actually, that's a game changer, to be honest. But so I usually keep it with me or on the small support here, which I mount somewhere here where I can capture the sound because it's closer to me. And finally, the one you've been waiting for, the floating camera, as you guys call it. This is the Magic support that allows for it. Let's have a look. Right, so the floating camera support. Again, same system as the other ones, nothing much there. A piece of aluminium pipe which I've hammered this end so that the selfie stick can't go through. Then I lock it in place, something like that. Well, that's what allows for the floating camera. The two lenses capture more than 180 degrees. When the software joins that footage, it eliminates the whole selfie stick. So the camera has to be mounted always in this position, so it can eliminate this. There's a big drawback to this system though. Every time I need to change the battery on this camera, I need to come right to the bow of my Go Talent skiff. And that's alright, lower the sail, slowly crawl all the way to here, if it's good weather. If I'm in rough conditions, really heavy chop, strong winds, I don't want to be here because I'm pretty sure I'm going to capsize my goat. It's way too unstable if you put all the weight on the bow of the skiff. So if battery runs out in rough weather, that's gonna be out until, well, until things get better or I can go to shore. Doesn't seem like magic anymore, does it? I have another support which I didn't bring, unfortunately, which is the one I use to create the drone effect. It's a piece of aluminium pipe like this one, which I put in here and hold it down with some nylon straps, and then the Magic cam or the floating cam just goes in there, and of course this all disappears and you think it's, well, it looks like a drone. Vou lançar o drone. That's the only support missing that I didn't show you guys. So of course I have a few other bits and pieces. That's my chest harness that I made to go, let's say, on the rudder, and I use both of these on that video where I turtled the skiff. Nice one. The skiff, you can see it there. Yeah, everything, my watertight camera box, all the batteries, spare batteries, spare SD cards, you know, small tripods, remote I bought for the Insta so I don't have to go and switch it on and off over there, but it's crap. It doesn't work. It says 10 feet range. No way. It's more like 2 feet range. Piece of crap. Okay, now the Magic camera effect. First, I had to film myself looking like an idiot, much to the amusement of some bystanders. As if they hadn't laughed enough yet with the previous action, here I go again, acting crazy and recreating similar moves while recording on the Insta2. Next step was to edit the 360 video in the Insta360 software. Here I have to choose the view angle, reframe every shot every time the camera swings, rotates or changes position on any axis. This is the biggest time sink on my editing nowadays. And imagine reframing every shot for, let's say, 2, 3, 5 hours of footage like I have sometimes. It just takes me like half a day. After all that, I still need to put everything on my main editing software, DaVinci Resolve Studio, and synchronize, tweak video, pictures, sound effects, audio levels, all perfectly aligned so that after a few hours I can press play and have 20 seconds of magic camera action. There you go, guys. Now you know all my secrets. You can go home and just float your cameras too. As you can see, I don't have any fancy gear, just very basic and old action cameras. I do what I can with what I have and I enjoy it, and that's the most important thing. Have fun doing whatever you do, otherwise there's no point doing it. I'll leave the links to all my gear on the description below this video. So you guys stay safe and I'll see you next week.